All right, everyone. So I'm going to show you a couple things about rubrics in this course, how to access them, and a unique element about them called the learning memo. I think you'll get by now part of my value is on you getting the most out of this course that you can for your future. And part of learning is not just the outcome and the product of the learning, but also the process of learning and connecting you to the process as closely as possible. So part of one of my strategies to do that is through the rubrics and the learning memos. So you want to go to the compilation folder of readings and resources. Again, you can either bookmark this in your toolbar, or you can download this to your personal computer. You want to go to the assignments, projects, and rubrics folder. Here you'll see the participation rubric, but that one's different than any of the other ones, so I'm going to let you review that one on your own. The first project we'll work on is the critical response projects. There's actually 3 of them, but I put all the rubrics into one document here. So you're going to want to download the rubric because you're going to do 2 things for most projects. You're going to turn in a copy of the rubric, and you're going to turn in your actual assignment. So you're going to want to download the rubric, and it's going to look something like this. So for critical response number 1 rubric, this is practice for your assessment PowerPoint project. You're going to start by typing in your learning memo. You can write it directly here. Then your instructor, when they review, they will leave you comments here. I also want you to rate yourself on this same scale of 0 to 3 for each of the domains in the rubric. And you'll see a description of what goes in each of those, or you'll see a description of how I'm reviewing your submission. So if it looks like this, it's going to get a 2 to a 3. If it looks like this, it's going to get a 1. If it looks like this, it's going to get a 0. So you can score yourself using the same rubric as I will be. And then if there's a discrepancy, we can talk about it if we need to. Or you can work on that with your own personal counselor if you want to understand why your view is different than perhaps another person's view. So most of this is pretty standard. The learning memo is probably what differs a little bit. So I just want to, briefly kind of highlight what I'm looking for there. So the memo provides a clear and detailed reflection on approach, learning process, and resources used, especially if AI was integrated. Describe the specific feedback from previous work that they incorporated in this project, identifies struggle points insightfully, makes requests for specific sections or types of feedback they would like from the instructor. So again, this is written in a way that hopefully gives you some direction on what to put in that learning memo. So you're going to start just by talking about how did you approach this project? What resources did you use? What did you struggle with? What did you like? What did you not like about the project? How did you use feedback that you've gotten previously in life or previously in this course? And then if there's a specific section or question or point of feedback that you have for the instructor, make sure that you just highlight that to ensure that you're getting what it is that you want. So you'll see this on every assignment that we do. Learning memo, again, you start your learning memo here. Your instructor will leave comments there. You leave your score, the instructor will leave their score as well. And then my grading scale is a little bit different, probably, but you'll see it's on a scale of 0 to 3 up here in the rubric, and also on a scale of 0 to 3 here. So I'm going to add these all up and average them. And if your average score is a 2 or above, it's going to translate to a 90 to 100. So a 2 would be a 90, a 2.5 would be a 95, a 3 would be 100. Somewhere in the range of 1 to 2 is an 80 to 89. So a 1 would be an 80, a 1.7 would be an 87. and so on and so forth. And if you're in this place of below a 1, then you're probably going to be looking at some kind of additional retention or remediation efforts. This is expected. It's not a big deal. We just want to make sure that we're providing you supports and resources to help you achieve those minimum knowledge, skills, and dispositions necessary for an entry-level counselor. So these are the way the rubrics will be structured. I'll be asking you to do this for every project. So get in the habit of downloading the rubric, starting to work on the rubric first, then start working on the actual project because you're going to be turning in both.